24 minutes on to the first 7 o'clock. This is where we say good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, PD, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. Welcome to Good Morning Grenada for today. It's Thursday, the 10th day of April, 2025. Gordon Joseph in your company, as always, so happy to be with you, so thankful.
Nobody but him.
I want to reach out and say good morning to the management and staff of Hills and Valley Pharmacy. That branch, not what's that street?
Nobody.
In any case, the one closer to the market, not the market, but the top side.
Who is the Christ, the song?
What's that? What's the close to the packaging house? I really need to get myself acquainted with the names of the streets in St. George's. Yeah. Nonetheless, there's a lady there, Kleskin pharmacist, that really saved my day yesterday. I couldn't walk, man.
Nobody can take
Gave me some kaflam and so forth.
Jesus from me.
And I'm walking again.
You know,
Thank you. The management and staff of Hills and Valley Pharmacy.
nobody can take.
22 minutes on to 7. Let's head into the word of the day. And the word of the day today, that word is ostentatious. Ostentatious. It is spelled O-S-T-E-N-T-A-T-I-O-U-S. Ostentatious. And it means showy or designed to impress.
I
Showy, all right? Of shows.
life.
Worthy to be shown or designed to impress.
My love.
Here's how we can use that word in a sentence. The mansion's ostentatious decor was overwhelming. Ostentatious. Write it down. Yesterday we looked at a wicked or criminal, nefarious. Hope you're writing them down, eh? Parents, guardians, I warned you to be, extremely cautious and vigilant. I'm seeing on Facebook this morning that a student is reportedly missing, a young female student. Won't call the school's name, but come on. We've got to be very, very, very observant and vigilant is the word here.
Nobody but Jesus.
With our children.
Who by his blood.
Good morning, Nadisha. Good morning, Miss G. The folks in Cafe and surrounding areas, the Sandersons. McQueen, the service station. Good morning. Good morning. Doggy in Pomerose.
Sessions with my father.
Mount Agnes, the McMeos. Good morning. Eggies and Chief.
Nobody but Jesus.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's time for the motivational tip of the day today.
Has a man.
Good morning, Petlin and the folks in Munich.
Nobody.
Turn setbacks into comebacks. I like this one.
Him.
Turn setbacks into comebacks. Don't let setbacks defeat you.
No.
Use them as fuel to propel yourself even further. That's a nice one.
Jesus from me.
Don't let setbacks defeat you. Use them as a fuel to propel yourself even further.
Nobody.
Nice.
Nobody can take my Jesus from me.
Good morning to my brethren, Debbie.
Take away
How
my
you doing, bro? You and the family. Hope you all are doing fine. Yep. All right, let's see. I've got this quote from my good guy here. Thursday morning prayer for guidance. It says, "Oh Lord, I pray for your guidance throughout this day. I will trust you with all my heart and not lean on my own understanding. In all my ways I will submit to you, Lord, trusting that you will make my path straight. As I go about my tasks, my work, my interactions, guide me in your wisdom. Enable me to make choices that honor you, decisions that align with your will. I also pray for your protection. I declare Psalm 91:11 over my life, that you will command your angels concerning me to guard me in all my ways." Yeah, I like that. That's a nice one. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Holy Spirit, take my soul.
He He further says, Thursday blessings, blessed is the man that endureth temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Thank you, bro. For some reason, I'm having some technical issues with the live this morning. Let me try it again and see. Yeah, for some reason, it's not working. Why is that so? Let me try this and see. Yep. Can't afford to have my folks who usually log in on the live. All right, there it is. Okay. All right, that was just a technical glitch. I don't know which side it came from.
Just like your prophets in the days of old.
Let's see what's happening. What's buzzing this morning. All right, this morning we hear that, GAPS Intercollege Championships 2025. Well, D2 saw intense competition as schools battled for top honors. In the region, small island developing states call for fair and easy access to loss and damage fund. Internationally, markets soar as Trump pauses higher tariffs on most countries, but hits China with 125% rate. And in sports, not good news for West Indies women. Matthews' all-round brilliance in vain as Scotland pulled off the first upset in the Women's World Cup qualifiers. Okay. You'll be getting these and more in the upcoming newscast, which comes up momentarily. Okay, good morning, Mary E. Banks, Natalia Ross, Monica Miros Williams, Sylvina Charles, Yulin, good morning to you. Catherine Phillip is also in the building. Cicely Blackman, Jillian McIntyre, and Fletcher is there. Jennifer Lawrence, good. Pele Oswald Pele Dabo. He says 1 Timothy 6:10. What does this say? Michelle Forsyth, good morning. How you doing, girl? Hope you're doing fine. Folks, the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather comes up next. Before I go, I gotta say good morning to Erlin in the US. Nice. The AM edition comes up next.
Living in serious times. Man, know thyself. Know Jesus a Savior.
Boy, you can play kite now. We're picking up. I'm coming.
Grenada is indeed beautiful and worth exploring. We firmly believe that you should be allowed to do so. Why not explore Grenada with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours? Whether you decide to explore Grenada with your family, spouse, or large group of friends, we are ready to welcome you. Our tours are guaranteed to leave you with wonderful memories of Grenada if you are visiting and excitement if you live here. Book a tour with us now by visiting our website www.jamessvcs.com. Call 1473-442-3769 or email info@jamessvcs.com. James Services Corp Off-Road Tours.
I am Dennis James Williams, owner and director of James Services Corp. Looking forward to welcoming you to the beautiful island of Union to explore with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours. See you soon.
Explore our beautiful island of Grenada from an angle that is unique and off-road, but equally fun. We are 100% family-friendly tours.
ACB, speed, start, manage, expand. Don't call me small. I'm dreaming big. I'm gonna have it all. ACB, speed, start, manage, expand. Taking on all my competition. Got the whole bag's attention. ACB, best financial solution. My business has a good reputation. Ready for success? Call us at 444-4919 or visit us at acbonline.com to learn more. ACB Speed. Start, manage, expand your business today.
This is the GBN Morning News for today, Thursday, April 10th, 2025. Coming up in the news, GAPS Intercol Championships 2025. Day 2 saw intense competition as schools battled for top honors. In the region, small island developing states call for fair and easy access to loss and damage fund. Internationally, markets soar as Trump pauses higher tariffs on most countries, but hits China with 125% rate. And in sports, Matthews' all-round brilliance in vain as Scotland pulled off the first upset of the Women's World Cup qualifiers. We've got the details to these and more after these messages.
Mobility, a common theme woven into the very fabric of human history. From ancient wanderers to modern explorers, our instinct to move, to seek something greater, and to grow has always driven us forward. Imagine a journey into pathways of boundless opportunities and endless possibilities. A collective future where the vibrant rhythms of the Caribbean, rich culture, and welcoming community create unforgettable experiences. Beyond citizenship by investment, we believe in our collective investment of time, resources, and energy that fosters innovation, creates jobs, and enriches lives, driving the growth of an entire nation. The Investment Migration Agency Grenada boasts over a decade of exceptional service and remains committed to guiding you toward global mobility and economic freedom through investment. Your journey becomes our shared story of progress and prosperity. This is an invitation to be part of something greater, something enduring. Begin your journey at imagrenada.gd. IMA Grenada. Unlock the possibilities.
Hey everyone, here is an invitation to join me this and every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. on GBN Television 711 K105 FM, our Facebook page and YouTube channel for Kaiso Talk. Meet the Kaisonians, hear their stories, feel the vibes. Kaiso Talk, Wednesdays 8:30 p.m. Compliments for Grenville Credit Union.
Get ready, Grenada. The Maggie King of the Grill is back and bigger than ever. On Saturday, June 7th, Monroe's playing field transforms into the ultimate battleground for grill masters. Think you got what it takes? Then fire up those grills and show your skills. Registration closes Friday, April the 11th. So don't miss your chance to compete for that sizzling prize and bragging rights. It's food, fun, and flavor, all powered by Maggie. To register, call 407-8458. Maggie King of the Grill, where flavor rules. See you there.
Good morning. With the details, I am Gordon Joseph. The 53rd GAPS Intercol Championships 2025 reached a thrilling climax as secondary schools from across the Tri-Island state put on an impressive display of athleticism on day 2 of the competition. With everything to play for, the championship trophy is still up for grabs as the event heads into its final lap today. In the boys division, the Grenada Boys Secondary School, the GBSS, holds a commanding lead with an impressive 174.5 points, followed closely by the St. Andrews Anglican Secondary School, the SAS, at 152 points. Presentation Brothers College sits in third place with 84.5 points, while the St. David's Catholic Secondary School secured 74 points to round up the top 4. On the girls' side, St. David's Catholic Secondary is leading with a strong 122.67 points ahead of St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School, which has 111 points. Anglican High School follows with 106.67, while MacDonald College sits fourth with 67 points. As the final day of the championships unfold, all eyes are on the battle for the coveted trophy. With the top schools separated by slim margins, every point will be crucial as the competition comes to head. Fans and supporters are eagerly anticipating the exciting finish as these talented athletes give their all to bring home the championship for their schools. Stay tuned as the results for today's events will determine which school will take home the ultimate prize in the 2025 53rd GAPS Intercol Championships. Meanwhile, the Intercol Championship 2025 saw fierce competition in the girls' division on day 2, with schools across the Tri-Island state putting their best foot forward in the highly anticipated Classic Lighting Caribbean Match Pass. The event showcased the exceptional talent and spirit of the young athletes with standout performances from several schools. Claiming the top spot in the girls' division was St. Joseph's Convent St. George, who earned first place. Close behind in second place was J.W. Fletcher Catholic Secondary School, delivering a strong performance. Happy Hill Secondary School secured third place, while St. Joseph's Convent Grenville rounded out the top 4. The Sponsors' Choice Awards, recognizing exceptional talent and creativity, were awarded to Hillsborough Secondary School and Anglican High School. As the championships near the end, the girls' division continues to display high level of competition and enthusiasm that the GAPS Intercol Championships are known for. All eyes are on the final results as the event draws to a close today. The Classic Lighting Caribbean Match Pass Competition Boys Division will be held as everyone awaits to see who will emerge the winner. That's the local news at this time. Stay with us. The regional and international developments along with the sports and the weather, they're straight ahead. In the region, government is making it clear that Barbados and other small island developing states want fair and easy access to the Loss and Damage Fund when the need arises. Minister of Environment, National Beautification, Blue and Green Economy Adrian Ford says this is critical to helping countries respond to climate change issues, especially extreme weather events. The fund was established at COP27 with the aim of providing financial assistance to developing countries most vulnerable to climate change impacts. Minister Ford made the country's position clear at the opening of the 5th board meeting of the fund held at the Hilton Barbados Resort. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has announced that two Chinese nationals fighting alongside Russian forces have been captured in eastern Ukraine. Speaking on Tuesday, Zelensky said Ukrainian troops operating in the Donetsk region recovered documents, bank cards, and personal data belonging to the individuals. The Ukrainian leader also urged the United States and European allies to respond and issue protests over the development. It remains unclear whether the captured individuals were official members of the Chinese military or independent volunteers. Western officials told CNN they had not seen any conclusive evidence indicating state sponsorship by Beijing. China provides nearly 80% of the dual-use items Russia relies on to sustain its war efforts, U.S. official Bruce said at a news conference on Tuesday, highlighting Beijing's indirect support for Moscow. Ukraine's foreign minister confirmed that Kyiv had summoned China's charge d'affaires to express strong condemnation and demand clarification. In response, Beijing said on Wednesday it is currently verifying the situation with Ukrainian authorities. Meanwhile, the Kremlin declined to comment on the reports of Chinese nationals being taken prisoners. And finally, on the international front, U.S. President Donald Trump said he's applying a 90-day pause on new tariffs as his trade war shakes the world economy. At the same time, he announced he was raising tariff rates on China to 125%, ratcheting up his tit-for-tat with Beijing. We have more in this report from CNN.
Trade war. President Trump just truthed out saying, quote, I have authorized a 90-day pause. The president here announcing a 90-day pause on tariffs, though it's not clear specifically which countries this pause is going to apply to. The Dow right now shooting up over 2,000 points. Look at that as this announcement comes through, a giant spike in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. This is important as part of the messaging around this post. The president saying that this is based on the fact that more than 75 countries have called the U.S. and try to work out deals with the administration and not try to retaliate for his tariffs. Notably, though, the president is raising the tariff applied to China from the United States to 125% effective immediately. So this pause applies to other countries, not China.
That's right. A 90-day pause on new tariffs except for China, which again goes to 125%. And the markets obviously ebullient. They are as they are hearing this news. Let's go to Jeff Zeleny. He is live for us at the White House. This is what they had been hoping for, the markets. They actually kind of imagined it the other day and had a little bit of a jump into positive territory. But this is the announcement from the president, Jeff.
Well, Brianna, that was certainly a test run, but certainly not an intended one to see the markets go up when there was a false report of a pause. But now we are hearing from the president for the first time during this escalating trade war, saying that he is putting a 90-day pause. And you can just see to the right of our screen there what the markets are doing with this. From a policy standpoint, it is a bit more murky. The White House has not filled in any details of this, but we are getting this from the president on social media, as you were reading there. And he is explaining it as adding more to the China tariff pot, which is really great.
And that concludes the international news. Stay with us. The sports are up next. Good morning, sporting fans. Not good news for West Indies women in cricket. We hear that West Indies women fell to Pakistan in final warm-up ahead of World Cup qualifiers. The West Indies women suffered a 5-wicket defeat to Pakistan in the final warm-up match ahead of the ICC Women's World Cup qualifiers on Monday. Playing at the Gaddafi Stadium, the visitors elected to bat first after winning the toss, but struggled without several key players, including captain Hayley Matthews and experienced batter Shermaine Campbell. They posted a modest total of 188 for 8 in the allotted 50 overs. Shakiba Ghaznabi stood out with a resilient unbeaten 68 of 77 balls, striking 7 boundaries, while Janelia Glasgow contributed a solid 41 from 50 deliveries. Despite their efforts, the remainder of the batting lineup failed to fire. Pakistan bowlers kept a tight grip on proceedings, with left-arm spinner Sadi Al-Iqbal claiming 3 for 21 and Nashra Sandhu supporting with 2 for 47. In reply, Pakistan comfortably chased down the target, reaching 192 for 5 in 46.1 overs. Vice-captain Muniba Ali anchored the innings with a composed 87 of 113 balls, while Natalia Pervez added a fluent 53 of 60 deliveries. Gul Feroza chipped in with a valuable 28 runs to help seal the win. The victory marked Pakistan's second successive warm-up triumph following the earlier 7-wicket win over Thailand. The West Indies women will look to bounce back when they open the World Cup qualifying campaign against Scotland women on Wednesday. Now we move to netball. The Trinidad and Tobago netballers won their second game in as many matches at the Caribbean Netball Association 21st Jean Pierre Tournament, being played at the Sir Garfield Sobers Sports Complex in Wilde, Bridgetown, Barbados. Following an opening 30-19 win over Grenada on April 7th, TNT were victorious again with a 34-6 victory over Antigua and Barbuda on the 8th of April in the Under-16 tournament. Michaela Grant did the bulk of the scoring for TNT, converting 17 of 22 attempts. Natalia Chapman also had a solid game for TNT, scoring 10 of 14 shots, and Zweditu Alexander completed 7 of 10 shots. Vice Captain Adania Martin, speaking to the media in Barbados after the win over Antigua and Barbuda, said, "I think our biggest challenge would be Barbados. I am looking forward to that challenge because I know my team can rise to the occasion and come out with the trophy." Host Team Barbados and St. Lucia have also made convincing starts in the competition with back-to-back wins. Barbados eased their way to a 46-7 win over Antigua and Barbuda in the opening game of the tournament on April 6th, and then defeated Dominica 40-16 on April 7th. April 7th, St. Lucia got past Antigua and Barbuda 31-7 and then came away with a 13-5 19th victory over Dominica on April 8th. The teams had a rest day on April 9th with action resuming today. That's the 10th. The 6 teams competing are TNT, Barbados, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia, Grenada, and Dominica. That's the sports at this time. Stay with us. The weather forecast is straight ahead.
Got something to share?
Call us at 440-1252.
WhatsApp 405-3052 or 407-8458.
Or email gbnnews@gbn.gd.
GBN News, first, accurate, voted #1.
Hey GBN family, we've got a brand new home on Facebook and you need to be there. Follow us now on Facebook at Grenada Broadcasting Network -GBN. Stay updated with the latest news, sports, entertainment, and everything Grenada. Don't miss out.
Folks, for the latest weather forecast, we join forecaster Jonathan Price at the Met Office of the MBIA. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning to you and good morning, listeners. Here is the weather for today, Thursday the 10th of April, 2025, as recorded at the Mount Bishop International Airport. It is currently generally fair with showers in the vicinity. Winds are coming from the east at 13 miles per hour. Barometric pressure is 1014.9 millibars, which is above normal and rising. Present temperature is 27.1 degrees Celsius and relative humidity 82%. Yesterday's maximum was 30.2 degrees Celsius and the minimum last night 26.3 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, 0.2 millimeters of rainfall was recorded, which brings the total for the month so far to 51.6 millimeters. And now for the public forecast for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique Valley for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be generally fair and hazy, with brief, light afternoon showers. Today's max will be 30.5 degrees Celsius, with winds easterly to southeasterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour. Seas will be moderate to rough, with waves 5 to 8 feet in northeasterly to easterly swells, hence a marine advisory is in effect. Low tide will be at 8:30 a.m. and high tide at 2:30 p.m. Sunset will be at 6:19 and sunrise at 5:57. Just to repeat the public forecast for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be generally fair and hazy with brief light afternoon showers. And once again, a marine advisory is in effect. From the forecast at Mars Bishop International Airport, I'm Jonathan Price. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Have yourself a wonderful day yourself. Folks, the weather forecast came to you with the kind compliments of Rennick & Thompson Company Limited.
Keeping up with the kids' growth spurts might mean time for a bigger fridge. Don't worry, at Quartz, we've got you. Need to upgrade your home? Get new arrivals in dining. Plus, buy more and save more on bedroom sets and get an additional 10% on credit purchases of any bedroom set. Want quality products that provide value at the best prices backed by full warranty? We've got you. Plus, shop today and pay later with Quartz Ready Finance. Whatever you need, we've got you. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
It's 7 minutes after 7 o'clock. To end the news, a recap of the headlines. GAP's Intercol Championship Day 2 saw intense competition as schools battle for top honors. And the region's small island developing states call for fair and easy access to loss and damage fund. Internationally, markets soar as Trump pauses higher tariffs on most countries, but hits China with 125% rate. And in sports, Matthews' all-round brilliance in vain as Scotland pulled off the first upset in the Women's World Cup qualifiers. That has been the morning edition of news for today, Thursday, 10th April 2025. On behalf of the entire news department, we urge you to go on out there to support the schools, to support the nation's children. Be vigilant, but we're also extending the invitation to stick with the network because we're with you anywhere, everywhere. We'll be carrying the event live. Thank you for listening and viewing this morning.
Agritech Limited Grenada is your one-stop shop for all your farming needs. We provide seeds and seedlings, pesticides, fertilizers, irrigation and water management systems, veterinary products, and a wide range of agricultural products and implements. Our staff is knowledgeable and ready to serve you. Call us on 435-9677 or 440-4460 or visit us in Happy Hill, St. George. We are open Monday to Saturday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Sundays, 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. Agritech Limited Grenada. Come grow with us. Need to install or repair your plumbing? We've got you covered. Whether you're setting up a new washing machine, replacing a leaking faucet, or fixing that pesky dripping pipe, the Plumbing Supply Store is your go-to place in Grenada. We offer a wide range of plumbing products to make both new installations and maintenance a breeze. Our shelves are stocked with top quality products including pressure and waste fittings. And if you've been struggling with blocked drains, have you heard of Melt? This powerful drain-on-blocker liquid is a game changer, designed to prevent and clear blockages, making it ideal for hairdressers dealing with clogged wash sinks. We also carry a wide selection of repair kits and replacement parts to bring new life to all plumbing fixtures. Visit us today on the Woodlands Main Road or call 444-1377 for expert advice, top-notch products, and a warm welcome. At the Supply Store, we do everything plumbing.
Palm Sunday commemorates Jesus Christ's triumphal entry into Jerusalem, where the crowds greeted him with palm branches as a sign of victory and peace. In Catholic tradition, palm branches are blessed during Mass. This serves as a reminder of Jesus' kingship and the joy of his arrival. These palm branches are not just decorations. They hold deep spiritual significance. They remind us of our call to Christ and to embrace his message of love and humility. Many Catholics take their palm branches home, placing them in a prominent spot as a symbol of faith and a reminder of the journey towards Easter. On this Palm Sunday, let us reflect on the meaning of these branches and renew our commitment to live out the teachings of Christ in our daily lives.
wonder if climate change is behind all these water shortages. Time to think about the future. It's really time to invest in a proper water storage tank, you know. What water tanks you guys have available?
We have 450 gallons for a family of 3, 800 gallons for a family of 5, and 1,000 gallons for a family of 7. Purchasing any of these tanks will ensure that you have enough water stored.
Don't be like me and wait until you're out of water. Be smart. Be prepared. Invest in a proper water storage tank today.
Looking to shop online from your favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates, and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for weeks for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. GPC Global, your gateway to the world.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union introduces its new digital platform, managing your finances at any time from anywhere.
As a part-time student, balancing work and studies can be a real challenge. But with GCCU's digital app, these worries are no more. My parents can now remotely transfer funds to my account and I can check my balance at any time, giving me the freedom to achieve my goals.
My days can be long and tedious. With this app, I can ensure my loan is paid on time, transfer funds to someone else's account, and check my balances. I don't have to rush to do business during my lunch hour or after work anymore.
With this app, I can request checks to pay my suppliers, letters for my business transactions. I don't have to leave my farm to go stand in line.
The Grenville Credit Union digital platform. It's convenient and secure banking right at your fingertips. Download the app today from the Play Store or App Store or call 442-8602, 459-4325 or 416-8467 for further information.
All right, it's 15 minutes gone past 7 o'clock. It's time for the conversation this morning. And of course, I think that you should presume that this morning we would be talking intercall. It's the final day. The rivalry between the main schools, the rivalry is very, very keen rivalry. But I want to look at a different angle. I need some advice to be sent out this morning from us as a people. Already, coming into Intercall, we started talking about taking care of our nation's youth in this big crowded event, all right? We know what children do. They are going to look for every opportunity to misbehave. Not all, but most, all right? Because we do have those who are responsible enough, honest and true to what they say and so forth. But the average child will look for an avenue to misbehave. We've already seen a report. I don't know, I cannot confirm whether it's true or false, but I've seen a post on Facebook with a young lady, a young female student that is missing. And we've seen a proliferation of that over the years. So this morning, I want us to discuss, throw that message out there, as they make their way to the Intercall games. Parents, guardians, the RGPF, all the entities that are, geared towards protecting our nation, youth as well as adults. What advice can we give to them today? What should be done? After Intercall, we know there are times when, the police does their best. All right. But there are times when, we find the children in the streets and in awkward positions and locations and so forth. What advice, how do we get them home as soon as the games are over? What can we do to ensure that our nation's children are safe so that we can have a better intercall next year? Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Hi, welcome to the program.
I think one of the things we have to look through is training of children. Part of the reason why children behave the way they behave is because they are not properly trained. And a child at the age of 18 or close to 18 who could boast and say that they are an adult, when asked to do something to comply with law and order, they find it very difficult to do that, or they have their own way to do what they want, should learn to pay the penalty for so doing. I remember a few months ago, probably a year ago, there was a lady who used to call the radio station regular and says that Grenada needs Jesus. Her name was Miss Jeremiah. People used to criticize Miss Jeremiah. I do not know from what religious persuasion she belonged to. That's not my concern now. But I think she's right, because the youths of Grenada is becoming just like the youths of Trinidad and Tobago, or even St. Lucia. And what one is discovering, that there seems to be a lack of response from even the police to quench the things that is happening. Take a look at El Salvador. Take a look at Costa Rica. The crime rate is of such a nature that them people have guns to fight against judges and all them kind of things. Grenada is still a small island that is developing, and tourism and things like that. We don't want our country to become so. So I think discipline has to start primarily from parents, from schools, from churches.
But caller, let me engage you a bit. I like what you've said, right? If the child is properly disciplined at home, then their disciplined behavior will go with them wherever they go. But we are faced with that challenge where many of our parents, they themselves are children. How do we deal with that? They themselves weren't trained. So where do we draw the line here?
Well, there is a a 5-pronged system that could handle the discipline of children. Parents, I call it in my own way, the 5 P's. Parents will take in parents and guardians. Principals will take in teachers. And let me tell you this, brother. If the school fails, then everything gone. Let's suppose the parents miss it. Let's suppose the church miss it. But if there is not a disciplinary method in our school, something is wrong. I remember, and I was a past PTA president, so I know what I'm talking about. I remember a teacher once telling me that in a certain secondary school, she's afraid to go because there's a young fella in the class, he bad, he all kind of thing, and he getting on in this particular manner. I believe that school rules and regulations should be very harsh against undisciplined children.
So you see, this is a big conversation, because the laws of the day, the way the education system is structured. As a past teacher myself, I can tell you, teaching became unpleasant to me when you get to realize that the students had more rights than the teachers.
That's a fact, and I am going back to say some of the laws. But in my opinion, I am saying, and this is my just considered opinion, no school event should have alcohol selling, not even for adults.
Right.
But that's another conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
And I quite agree with you. That will take a far and wide conversation. The security, if a child is seen to be looking in a particular manner, should be able to take a search, or camera should be there, because children going to school with weapons. Imagine intercall children putting alcohol in the glass, and you're thinking it's juice they're drinking. And you just search them, and that is juice they have there, and they go on there, and it's rum they have. These children and have a mind to think. If I believe that they should pay the consequences for when such evil action take place. So you look at the bus terminus. What happened a few months ago? School children getting on, police go to stop them. They're fighting with the police, you know. So there are more that people could say on it, but I just pitch out that to say I believe that the school in particular have an important role to play and put the teachers responsible, not students. The rights of the teachers to discipline children must come back. I really from St. Andrews area, and some of the principals used to take advantage of those students, but at the same time, I go to school in Old Church. You had fellas like Kalai John from Sotes. You had fellas like Robbie. You had fellas like Julian in SAS. In those days, you don't play in school.
Robbo. You remember Robbo? Yeah.
Well, Robbo used to do some kind of thing, the Robbo in better days. And you had fellas like Julian in SAS, Kalai John in Old Church. And those days, school children was different. When you stand up in a line, partner, and they look at your fingernail, it had to be clean.
Definitely.
If after combing your hair, it had to comb.
I know of a situation where teachers got flogged for reaching to work late.
Well, maybe that might be going to the excess. But at the same time, the children must learn the art. You see, we put it into children's mind. They want a car. They want money in their pocket. And this is what we're giving them from the time they come out to school. But no community could live without discipline.
Thank you, partners.
No community could live without discipline. And the moment we started, if a child must know that you don't have to thief to go in jail, you have to get up and learn the art of waiting and working. His parents and them didn't go and suffer. They fight hard for what they have to put you. At the moment the child come out to school, we find he should get a work, and if he can't get a work, what happens? He go out to thief and go, oh, no. The way we training our young people is very bad.
Thank you, partners. Have a good one.
Nice day.
You too. All right, good. 24 minutes gone past 7 o'clock. We want to control our children this afternoon, in particular this evening. But I like the conversation the gentleman engaged in. All right. Holistically, it's not just for this evening, but if the children are properly disciplined, then we shouldn't have that big worry about their behavioral patterns this evening when the intercol games are over. I would like to hear from you. What are your thoughts? How do we get our children in line, especially this evening? When these games are over, we want them get home ASAP. All right, someone says, good morning. Most little girls run away from home because of fathers sexual abusive to them. All right, fathers and stepfathers in some cases. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, my friend, and how are you doing today?
I am doing fine. I'm getting better. I'm getting weller.
well, I know you're fine, but I just hope that you're not fine, that the wind could blow you away, because then I wouldn't have you around.
Many have tried.
And it would be so sad, because I'll be losing my lover.
All right, I understand that.
My friend, the wife, are you listening? Don't get jealous. I'm not a threat to you. Don't get jealous, my friend.
Okay.
He and I go way back in the good old days, my friend. Those days will never come back again. I don't know what is the topic for this morning, but
we're talking about how we want to control our children after intercall games this evening.
If it's that, innocent, I've been saying over and over and over for the longest while, and people just get vexed with me. Children should be children. A child is a child, and they should be home by 6. You see this thing about intercall every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, going home 6 o'clock. I spoke about that. Is the same thing I keep on saying about Kiddies Carnival. All 8 and 9 o'clock in the night, you have children, the first singer coming on 9 o'clock. Children should be home by 6 o'clock. I do not care. So all the intercall games should finish by 6 at Monday to Tuesday, when every day. But every day is the same thing. I've been talking about it over and over and over. Let these children be home by 6 o'clock. When I say that, people that say, oh, children outside roaming and the parents and this and that. That is not the attitude. The thing is that adults, activities for adults is in the night. In the night. Children activities in the day, as far as I'm concerned. Once you're a child, you're a school child. And the day should be scheduled that you get home by 6 o'clock. I don't care what people say. I've been condemned about that. And I'm still of the opinion So I would call again for the 101 time. Ask the organizers on the 3 days, let those children be home by 6 o'clock, even though you have to stretch it out to 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
Let them be home by 6. These are children that shouldn't be roaming the streets and you're hearing all this tra-la-la.
Okay.
No.
All right.
So, my friend, do have a great day.
Thank
and
you very
must
much.
remember, I have to tell you, may you always sail on the seas of ambition and land on the shores of success.
Thank you, my
I love you,
dear.
and have a great day.
I love you more. I love you more. Folks, it's 27 minutes after 7 o'clock. Give us some advice, some pro bono advice. We have lost it. The horse is out of the stable. We can't get it back in the stable. That's strong. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Innocent, and how are you?
I am alive and thankful. Give us some advice on controlling them children this evening.
Well, the only thing that could control the children right now is a revolution country. Otherwise, so that it could never be controlled, the government depending on vote to run this country. You understand? And intercal going up all 8 o'clock. So what she's saying there about 6 o'clock. How children going to be home?
So what do we...
Happen.
Okay. I mean, we understand that. It's late. It's ending late. But we want to get our children home at the soonest possible time when the games are over. What should we do? How should we approach that?
Well, get the buses and them in line. And as soon as the game over, bus. The police have them lining up for the bus. Nobody drifting here and there.
Right.
As the break, line up for get your bus for home.
Okay.
Simple as that.
All right. Okay, thank you, caller. Thank you very much. While at that, I want to say happy birthday to Kishonda George of Munich, a student of SAS, and wishing her all the best with God's guidance and protection coming from the entire home circle. All right. I remember all those principals in my days in school. I remember Mr. Ralph Edwards as well. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Hi, welcome to the program.
Yeah, Grenada Street, talking about the Grenada Street, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, the concern the children have after sports. After sports, children have a lot of time still. We had time to when you was young after sports, you want lineman thing, and we was different children to how them is today. But then they lose freedom. That business place and all need money from them too. When they have money to spend too. They go Kentucky, they want shopping town after sports. Not wrong enough. If you behave bad, you deal with them. But all of us have the time when we're young. After sports, you want lineman hang about. Nothing wrong with them children go from sports to go on shopping town.
Okay.
Just behave good, and who behave this all the police deal with them.
Okay.
Simple. They just go and shop and take it down. After they go in Kentucky, they go and get things in food and they go up and they buy things and level 7 things. They are enjoy the 7 now.
Okay, thank you.
They said we too, but we today now condemning them and condemning children. No, we have a time when we was young, but different breed of people, different breed of children right now. I listened to the news last night, BBC last night about healthcare. Children with thing in the A's in a while, will be selfish in a while too, with people, and by themselves alone. Like music in your head and you're alone while you listen and there will be a problem with people in a while to come, the younger ones to come to the mom. In Australia, the ban from children from certain age and all in Australia. Yeah, that's the kind of world we live in today. That kind of world we live in today, different to what time. We was well trained and disciplined and grew up in a good time,
Okay.
But the bad times pass and they don't enjoy it and live it still.
All right, thank you, caller. Thank you very much. Spread the events for at least 4 days and finish time. Let it finish at 4 p.m. All right, let's take this final one before we head into a commercial break. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
Welcome to the program.
Let me ask you a question. If there is some inclement weather later this afternoon and the games, events cannot be run, what would happen?
That's a nice question, I think the games would be ended. That's it. It has a premature end.
It has a premature end. Or maybe it continues to another day, right?
Possibly.
So maybe if you have a set time that the children should leave the stadium at 6 o'clock and you realize that some events, have not taken place, maybe you schedule it. You have to schedule it for another day or something. I mean, say, I don't think it's rocket science, my brother.
So let me ask you this. Having said that, do you think the idea of having the events running off after 7 and after 8, do you think that's a good or bad idea?
Well, it seems that it's posing a problem. That's what everyone seems to think. That it's late, it's dark, and things happen after certain hours. So I think it's to me, as I say, you have to end by a certain time, and you stick to that.
Even if it means having it on a number of days, but it ends at, let's say, 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock.
Whatever. If it's 4 days, then we schedule it for 5 days next year.
Okay.
If you realize 4 days is inadequate based upon the number of events.
Okay. All right, thank you, caller. Thank you very much. Folks, it's 28 minutes on to 8 o'clock. We take a commercial break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Attention all divers, snorkelers and underwater enthusiasts. Effective May 15th, 2025, all visitors to the renowned Mullinaire Underwater Sculpture Park will be required to pay a small fee of US $3.50 or EC $10 per person. These fees are essential to support the ongoing maintenance and repairs of the sculptures, as well as the development of new features to ensure the park remains a world-class attraction. Payment can be made through the Grenada Tourism Authority's online payment portal, available on the Pure Grenada website, www.puregrenada.com. We thank you for your support in enhancing this extraordinary underwater product. This announcement is brought to you by the Grenada Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, dedicated to protecting and conserving Grenada's resources for the enjoyment of all.
Start, manage, expand. Don't call me small. I'm dreaming big. I'm gonna have it all. ACB, SME, start, manage, expand. They came on all my competition, got the whole bag's attention. ACB, best financial solution. My business has a good reputation. Ready for success? Call us at 444-4919 or visit us at acbonline.com to learn more. ACB, Start, manage, expand your business today.
Served Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada, St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Get ready, Grenada. The Maggie King of the Grill is back and bigger than ever. On Saturday, June 7th, Monroe's playing field transforms into the ultimate battleground for grill masters. Think you got what it takes? Then fire up those grills and show your skills. Registration closes Friday, April the 11th, so don't miss your chance to compete for that sizzling prize and bragging rights. It's food, fun, and flavor, all powered by Maggie. To register, call 407-8458. Maggie King of the Grill, where flavor rules. See you.
GBN presents the 2025 Maggie King of the Grill, Saturday, June 7th, Monrouge Playing Field from 11 a.m. Our partners, Maggie, the secret of great flavor, Grenada Distillers Limited, makers of Clark's Court, Grenada's #1 rum, Grenada Paper Products, makers of Cherish, Spring Soft, Hammer Bay, and Super Value Toilet Paper, and Royal, Quick and Easy, and Horizon Paper Towels, Budget Foods Inc., Classic Lighting, and Blue Bubbles PA Rental and Event Supplies. It's the 2025 Maggie King Grill, where flavor rules.
Mobility, a common theme woven into the very fabric of human history. From ancient wanderers to modern explorers, our instinct to move, to seek something greater, and to grow has always driven us forward. Imagine a journey into pathways of boundless opportunities and endless possibilities. A collective future where the vibrant rhythms of the Caribbean, rich culture, and welcoming community create unforgettable experiences. Beyond citizenship by investment, we believe in our collective investment of time, resources, and energy that fosters innovation, creates jobs, and enriches lives, driving the growth of an entire nation. The Investment Migration Agency Grenada boasts over a decade of exceptional service and remains committed to guiding you toward global mobility and economic freedom through investment. Your journey becomes our shared story of progress and prosperity. This is an invitation to be part of something greater, something enduring. Begin your journey at imagrenada.gd. IMA Grenada. Unlock the possibilities.
Welcome back to the conversation. It's 22 minutes on to 8 o'clock. I like this conversation here. Nothing is wrong with the late finish. They just have to implement a way to safely get the children back home. Maybe having buses outside of the stadium that take the children, but these buses should be assigned for a specific route, and only children that live along that route should be placed in those buses. All hands on deck to help keep them safe, but please let them enjoy the games. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Joseph, sir.
Welcome to the program.
Couple of comments on the subject matter. Your last caller made a very significant point. I think the best. Well, and the penalty made the one prior. He also made a very important utterance. And I think we should combine them both because I think within there we have the solution. Let's look at the first caller. He said that children behave these ways because them politicians doing all kind of ringing. That's right. That's as true as daylight. But beside the point, let's go straight to the matter. He referred to the children after a national activity like sports. There's their activity. They have all right to it, enjoy themselves and so on. But after the activity at a given hour, they must board their buses directly home. Full stop. Loitering, according to the so-called laws of Grenada, is illegal. Children are children. They're expected to obey the laws more than ever. So you get out of the stadium, you board your buses, and you go home. No loitering permits, and nobody's rights are being violated there. Full stop. The last caller's ideal, added to the first. If you've been planning sports for years now, since I was in GBSS, we used to have that, and I don't know, well, I can't tell you what before. The 60s, we've been having this thing there about, huh? If you know normally by historic data that the sporting activities can go up to, let's put a number, 30 hours, you plan for 32, 34, 36 accordingly because things happen. There may be accidents. There may be in situations of inclement weather, etc., etc. If you've been normally planning for 3 days, as the situation is today, I suggest that we plan for 4. To guarantee that at 6, 5, 4, no, well, I mean 4 would be pretty early. 5, 6 is reasonable. We're right there where the sun sets, so the sunshine lasts pretty long. Let's say 6. At 6 o'clock, it cuts off. By 7, the children ought to be home. Children ought to be home by 7. Full stop. But let's plan an additional day just in case something turns up and so on. Then you say, well, we'll follow on tomorrow and you finish up June daytime, everybody go enjoy themselves, and they have another up to 6 o'clock to go home again. Suggestions. Let's talk about it in a constituent assembly. That is, the country needs to sit down and talk about these problems that are recurrent every day, deja vu, every year, over and over again, and we're not seeking solutions. Let's talk about them in a constituent assembly so we can chart a course for the future with the involvement of the people themselves. For what it's worth, Mr. Joseph. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, will you, sir?
Thank you. Have a good day yourself. Good morning, Innocent. Intercall now and back then was different. Many people never paid much attention to sports. Now you have more students and parents showing more interest in sports. Some of us as parents cannot get time off from work to see our children perform at events. Let the children enjoy their time, but as the previous caller said, board your buses. The Prime Minister said if some of these games take place in the evening, it gives parents a time to attend. 435-2041. Another contributor via the WhatsApp platform says, good morning, Innocent. What time does Intercall begin? Intercall is a school activity. The teachers are getting paid for those days, so they should be made responsible for getting their kids out of the stadium. They are being paid. Intercall should start and run the school the same time as school hours. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Hi, good morning. I'm calling.
Welcome.
For the You're hearing me?
Loud and clear, but you have something that's on in the back. Is it your radio or TV?
No, it's off now.
Okay, go right ahead.
Right. So regarding the transportation for the students, let us remember it's the same buses that are used for the regular traveling public. Most schools organize buses for their students going to Intercall, especially from the different parishes. Let's put a time. The average time from the stadium to Grenville town could be, 35 minutes? And some of these buses, the school hires drop the children at home. So, for example, Tivoli, Munich, wherever they live. It's the same buses have to come back down for the traveling public. So whether we over Intercall 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, we will still have a problem with students waiting for transport. Sometimes I take the bus and the same buses I'm waiting on, that's the same buses that are taking the athletes back home and taking the other students who came down with hired buses. And also there are students who maybe came with their parents or so, still have to wait on the bus. So most times you will find that people or students are in town late. And yes, we have those who loiter. You can't get rid of that. Since in the 80s, I've been going to Intercall, and that has been the same problem. And Innocent, you know that. So I don't know whether they have to lend some more buses, whether it's some SU, I don't know where. But it's the same buses. Think about children going back up to St. Patrick's from the stadium, and some children still have to wait until buses come back down, all right? Those buses for St. Patrick's will be lined up on that side, the seaside to the stadium, those from Grenville, River Road side.
But caller, I remember in my days going to Intercall, participating in Intercall. I attended McDonald College. Now, there were buses that were assigned to the school hired buses. So when the Intercall games were over, you have these buses waiting for you.
Of course, the same thing happens now. The same thing happens now, but we have maybe more children going, and so on. Less children used to go before. Now we have more of them going, and then we still have the buses that have to carry the regular traveling public, maybe who is not going to Intercall and so forth. And so we have to take all these things into consideration. As I am saying, maybe they have to, even some buses from Vendome and all other buses that are not on those particular routes usually help out, and they're still not enough. Right. So this is something that, as I said, maybe the buses that carry the tourists, the big coasters, I know some of them, they hire them for the athletes, for the different schools. Maybe we need more of that, so we have a step up in terms of adequate and efficient and quick have the children going home.
Okay.
All right. So, but these are some information because how it's coming across as if these things are not organized. It is organized. I think it's just that we don't have enough of the buses.
Okay.
So we will still have people loitering, children as well as adults. Seems as though they are loitering.
Thanks for
All right?
interjecting a new perspective to the thing, all right?
Yes.
Have a good
welcome.
one. Have a good one. 13 minutes on to 8 o'clock. One contributor via WhatsApp says, it will take good parents and good children that respect when the time to be home is. If you give and feel love in the home, they will call if they are delayed. But if the home life lacks love or a sense good times, the children will look to find something fun to do elsewhere. In the end, being too strict is not the answer. The children will find somewhere else for that fun. The home must be a warm and fun place to be, and the children will do as they are told. All the organizers have their private vehicles. Some have two, so they don't care how students and supporters get to and from. Some driving by past students, them alone in their vehicles, and not even giving a child a ride. I agree, I understand that, but I think the onus is on the individual schools to ensure that I remembered in my days in McDonald College, and McDonald College students could bear me out. When Intercoll is coming out, at one point you had to get a letter of permission from your parents to bring to the school to say that you are permitted to go to Intercoll, so that they had a total tally of how many people or how many students from the school is going, and that is inclusive of the athletes, so that the correct transportation arrangements could be made. All right, but now I don't think it's the same. Folks, we've got to take our final commercial break. It's 12 minutes on to 8 o'clock.
GBN family, we've got a brand new home on Facebook and you need to be there. Follow us now on Facebook at Grenada Broadcasting Network -GBN. Stay updated with the latest news, sports, entertainment, and everything Grenada. Don't miss out. Like, follow, and share. Grenada Broadcasting Network. Stay informed. Stay ahead. First with the news. Fast with the updates.
It's 8 minutes on to 8 o'clock, and let's get back into the conversation. There's a very interesting comment here from a friend on WhatsApp. Good morning, my friend, and good morning to your listeners and Intercall enthusiasts. Before I comment, I want to ask some questions. 1. Have the schools and parents complained about excessive bad behavior by children following Intercall? In other words, are they behaving worse than on ordinary school days? 2. Do we know that schools have classes for academic subjects finishing 7 and 8 o'clock at night? 3. What's different now than years ago? 4. What is wrong with night sports? Anyhow, I firmly believe the children who do wrong do not feel they have anyone to account to for their actions. Parents have to take up their roles and responsibilities. They allow their children to rule them. They can't control the 2 they have at home, but they expect the schools to make sense of 800 that come from several homes with no training. Point well taken, my dear friend. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Innocent. How are you doing today?
I am trying my best, How about you?
I'm good. Hey, this games have become like Olympic style. It has improved over the years and not much like it used to be. It has grown. And Olympics go away into the night. It's true systems have to be put in place, maybe for better transportation. But you have managers for the games. The government is not managing the games. Remember, if the doc salary wasn't paid, we would have had no games even today. But anyway, I think we need to look for ways of improving rather than negatively criticizing. Because the games have grown, and as nighttime game going into the nighttime, if you look through the day, every minute is occupied. Something is happening. It's not that people are dormant and sitting doing nothing and lapsing on the games. So I think we have to take into consideration what is happening, how it's happening, and instead of being negative, look at positive ways to improve the games. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Truer words have never been spoken. Good morning, Mr. Joseph. A holistic approach is needed to address the issue of discipline, not only after the Intercall games, but also on a general level. Parents, teachers, law enforcement, responsible citizens, and all stakeholders, including a proper transportation system, can help to curb the problem. On another note, I think that one of the commentators at the games yesterday was too harsh with the winner of the junior boys javelin throw, who, for whatever reason, was not very responsive when being interviewed. He should have encouraged the young athlete instead of bashing him. Okay, it's 5 minutes away from 8. Someone says, good morning, best wishes to Nawasa Sass. You all need some farin and cocoa tea today. Petlin, good morning, caller.
Pleasant good morning, Mr. Innocent.
Hi, welcome. How you do?
Fine, thank you. I just want to comment a little bit about the situation with the farmer who lost all its crop by this, I would say, vandalism. And I really think it's a cause for concern. I think we need to pray very much for our people. And we're in the season of Lent, so it is a good time for us to set aside a little time for prayer. So let us pray for our people so that they can be good.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. Not necessarily what we were trying to discuss this morning, but a little prayers in between would help and go a long way. Thank you very much. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Joseph. How are you this morning?
I am alive and very thankful. Not well, but alive. So there's hope, isn't it?
Praise God for that they are alive, because some people not alive, they are alive, but they can't move.
Yeah, I'm on the wake-up list this morning, and I thank God for that.
But even I thank God for that to make on the wake-up list.
Right.
I just want to talk a little about the intercall. It's a beautiful sport. And I think it's time for us to get to realization that things evolve, things grow. And it's the reason why we have lights. And it's the reason why we have teachers and match officials. All these are reasons why the children being in night. And I think the nighttime game is better than daytime games because you have less stress on the children with the sun and the heat. So parents and students and guardians must come to the realization that they have to support the children, whatever it is. It may be a little difficult for the transportation. And the only thing I think is the transportation, they should have those big buses. You see those big, what do you call them? Those long buses, what King Elvis have. They should have about 3 or 4 of these buses.
The coasters.
Coasters. So they could take a lot of the children in one rush to go to with the countryside. The tongue side is just around the area there. But the countryside, to go out of the countryside. And we must want to appreciate things instead of bashing and condemning. How the children will grow, how do we reach to Olympic standards?
Yeah.
If we trying to cut them down at the same quarreling and making it doesn't always have time. We have to learn to adjust the situation. It's only once a year these things happen. So we must learn to appreciate it and adjust to suit it because we know it's coming and we know it will evolve. Next year it might be bigger, might be greater because we're trying to reach.
Not might. It will be the performances that I've seen yesterday and the day before. I mean, Grenada athletes, I really think, I was thinking yesterday and even this morning that I think that the relevant authorities need to invest a lot more in this area because I see some athletes perform there and they are of international standards already.
But that's what I'm trying to say. So, and you know, a lot of these athletes have on their mind, Tyranny James. They have on their mind. They want to do the best. They want, and they're so organized, especially the relay races. They're so organized. They should be proud to see how Grenada reached in a standard of this, because in the years gone by, Intercol was not at that standard level. Now it's going higher and higher, and we should be so proud. We should be so happy to support. You know, if you see a child going wrong, we support them. Try to get them on a bus. Try to help them to get on a bus. If they have money, get them money to pay a bus to go home. These are the things that you do to help them. Instead of quarreling and say, well, you see them, they say, no, you talk to them. Help them to say, well, why not home? Okay, I'm not money as well. Look at $5, look at $10. Pay bus, go home, and support the sport. It is the only way they're going to. And let me tell you something. The sporting is a multi-million-dollar business.
Of course.
If you could make it to the top, and that's what you have to do, and that's what we've seen. I've seen a lot of that in the future. I mean, I wasn't in the stadium, but I saw it on TV, and I see some children running like you. There's Jaguars. I mean, and this is so. I mean, it's so lightning to me. I feel so good to see that our children, the young boys and girls, lifting the standard in the Olympics. They're reaching the Olympic standard already. You know, we need to support them and not to bash them. And come on, let us all get together and pray for them. Pray for them.
Definitely.
So that they won't have harm and they won't have no danger and think when they're going home, no accident with the bus and think. Pray for them instead of calling and say, oh, it's late. Okay. It's going to be late because it's Olympics.
Thank you, caller. We have to go.
Yeah.
Blessing. Have a good one. In wrapping up, folks, I really, personally, that's my personal opinion on this. I'm being opinionated here. I am impressed with what I'm seeing, what I've seen so far, and I know today is going to be even bigger. So I want to commend the principals, the coaches, the athletes, the teachers in general, because this couldn't have been done by just the coaches or the principals. It's a collaborative effort. And maybe some consideration could be given next year in planning the event, incorporate the transportation aspect of it, not just for the athletes, but from a school's perspective. If every school takes responsibility for all the children that are coming, which is inclusive of the athletes, I think with proper transportation arrangements made for everyone from that school, I think that could curb the problem. Thank you very much for your contribution. Go on out and support today and be a good parent or guardian or supporter today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. The BBC is up next.